First up, India versus Sri Lanka in ODIs this time around, number 3 versus number 8. Do you think the Lankans can be more competitive in the 50-over format than they were in the 3-test series?
They certainly will be. They certainly will be a lot more competitive because one, they have the confidence of having just beaten India in the Champions Trophy, and not just beating India, chasing a big total, chasing 321. So I think they'll be very, very confident of that. Secondly, I think the white ball. The white ball does not move as much as the red ball did, and you saw the difficulties that the Sri Lankans encountered against the Indian new ball bowlers. So I think it will be a lot easier with the white ball for the Sri Lankan batsmen as well.
Now, talking about Team Sri Lanka, sir, they've recalled all-rounders like Thisara Perera and Milinda Sirivardana. That should, of course, give their squad much more depth. But will that really be enough, realistically, to counter the Indian challenge, you think?
Well, that's it. I think that we'll have to wait and see. But I think they're just running out of options, aren't they? They've had injury problems and therefore they've not had a settled side. So that's not really helped the Sri Lankans. But who knows? I think in limited overs cricket, where you've got to throw your bat at everything, play a lot more fearless cricket than they did in tests. In tests, they were very tentative. In the one-day game, they might go out and play fearlessly and put up a much better performance. But still, I feel with the kind of lineup that India has, India should win this series as well.
Right, that's good news, of course, for every Indian fan who's watching this show. There will also, of course, be a change in captaincy. So as far as the Lankans are concerned, Upul Tharanga will be the captain in the ODIs for them. But the Lankan ODI team is also coming off a really humiliating series defeat against Zimbabwe, that too at home. Just how difficult will it be for them to bounce back against a very strong team like India overall?
It's not going to be easy at all, and particularly for Upul Tharanga, whose form in the tests was abysmal. So I think that will be at the back of his mind. He'd certainly want to make up for it. He's a fine one-day player who hasn't quite converted that into test cricket, those runs into test cricket. But he's a very, very good one-day player. So if he can get the team off to a good start himself, that'll probably help the team also to believe in itself. In the test matches, it looked as if they did believe that they belonged to the test arena. They just went through the motions, I thought. And so maybe one-day cricket, they might rediscover themselves.
Right, let's talk about individual players now, sir. Which Lankan players do you think will be the main threats, the key threats really for Team India?
Well, I think Chandimal Tharanga himself as batsman, Angelo Matthews, they're all very fine players. Karuna Ratne, so these are Kusal Mendes. These are batsmen who can come into their own in this form. Dekivela is a fine player. We saw that in the test matches as well. So I think in test matches he was playing in such a free manner. In one-day cricket he'll probably do it and do it successfully as well. So that's going to be the key. As far as their bowling is concerned, their bowling still looks a little bit weak, and I think that is where the Indian batsmen can capitalize on.
Right, now almost every ODI series that is played from now on will perhaps be treated as a test run really for the 2019 World Cup. Which of the young Indian players do you think are the ones the selectors will be most keen on observing?
Well, I think they'll be basic core of the team seems to be decided. Everybody is on the right side of 20s, so I don't think there's going to be too much opportunities for the younger players. I can't see too many opportunities say for even a Manish Pandey, because if KL Rahul is going to bat at number 4, then Manish Pandey will be batting at 5 or 6, and I think that's not a place where you get plenty of overs to score the big runs. So I guess in that aspect, I think some of the younger players might not quite get the opportunities that everybody is hoping for. And you don't just want them to get opportunities, because that could mean that the Indian team could be in trouble. So I would rather have the core team, the top 2-3 players plus KL Rahul and Virat to do the bulk of the scoring for the Indian team.
Right, I'm very glad, sir, that you mentioned Manish Pandey, because my next question was going to be about him. Do you think Manish can perhaps become an ODI regular in the future? Clearly, he still is in the scheme of things as far as the 2019 World Cup is concerned.
Yes, he certainly is, and his performances over the years, he deserves a place in the team. There's no question about it. He scored a terrific 100 in Australia, don't forget that, and in difficult circumstances as well. So yes, I think he deserves all the opportunities that he gets. He's an outstanding fielder, and he's shown he's a very good thinker of the game, having led the India A team in South Africa. So yes, I think he's the kind of player that you want around in the team, because he can only get better by being in a team environment where he's learning things and observing things from some of the stalwarts of the one-day game, like Virat Kohli, like Shikhar Dhawan, like Rohit Sharma. So he's observing and learning from them. So he certainly will be in the scheme of things as far as the 2019 World Cup is concerned.
Right, one final question, sir, before we let you go, and it's perhaps the toughest one. If you had to predict a series scoreline for this series, what would it be?
My prediction is it's going to be a 4-1 for India.